I'm Mark Ayranto. I'm the CEO of Silverco. With me, I've got Sean Fallis here. He's our CFO. We have a booth just out here. We trade under the symbol SICO. Like it's right after lunch, similar to Andrew, I think I was given 18 slides in 10 minutes, so I'm going to try to get through about 5 of them and keep everybody awake. And one thing I would say, Silverco, let me see if I can advance this. There's our disclaimer. Silverco only started trading in October 2023 of last year. I believe that was the first date. That was before silver was $50. And if you listen to Peter at all, Peter was one of the very first adopters to the story. I think within a few days he got to me, and he's been pounding the story ever since. So if you subscribe to Peter, listen to Peter, and you got in early, you should be really happy. So congrats, Peter. And I would like to say Peter does some really good picks. So all the companies here are really fantastic, and we're really honored to be among them, and I think you can't go wrong with any one of them. So Silverco was just formed privately in 2024 to acquire the Cusi mining complex off of Sierra Metals. We spent 18 months, we did 20,000 meters of drilling, we added to the claim block, and as I mentioned, we went public in October of last year. I think our first trade was about $3. Today we're sitting at just north of $12, and I think we got a lot of run rate to go. So like I said, I don't think we've been trading for 90 days. Our volume is already up over generally $1 million a day in volume. So it's a great start. The Cusi mining complex is in north central Mexico. It is a past producing permitted asset with a 1,200 ton per day mill. We are looking to, and we just published a resource estimate on this that was updated in December. We have 41 million ounces grading 262 grams per ton silver, as well as 32 million ounces in the inferred category. Importantly, this is very high leverage to silver. We are one of the highest peers of all our peer group, one of the highest pure silvers in the comps. So if you really want leverage to silver, Cusi really delivers it. In the study, we were up over 86% pure silver. So good leverage, and that's what we're all looking for at north of $100 silver. It was producing as recently as 2023. Here in probably 6 weeks before the quarter's out, we're going to put out a restart study. That study will define the capital, the production profile, the AISC, and then obviously the economics. Probably we won't be able to use spot price on there, but we'll try to get something north of $20 or $30. We'll look to put that into production back into production in the second half of this year. So we're going to come out with relatively low capex. All the infrastructure is basically there. It's very near term to cash flow. And I think in these multiples, we've got a really good run rate. So that is Cusi. Silverco today has 32.6 million shares outstanding. We've got no warrants. It's a tight structure, good shareholder registry as well. Our vision is to be a 10 million ounce a year producer in the next 3 years. It's pretty ambitious, but that is really the thesis there is there's a big gap in the market with the acquisitions of Gatos, Mag Silver, and Silvercrest, and we look to fill that. In terms of the team, we've talked about myself. There's a few notable people here. I mentioned Sean is in the office or in the audience, and we got a booth just outside, so come talk to us. We've got Carlos Beltran. He is a Mexican national geologist, one of the best I've ever worked with. He is the co-discoverer of Vizsla's Panuco find, and has been really good. He's been responsible for drilling out our 20,000 meter program and really instrumental to our success at the end of a drill bit. We've got Ricardo below him. Ricardo has got 20 years of mining experience. Most recently, he was head of technical services at Coeur's Palmarejo asset. He's a perfect guy to restart Cusi, and he's building the team out around him to do that right now. On the board, in addition to myself, we've got Tim Sorensen. Tim is a well-known capital markets individual, really helped us raise a lot of money privately. Greg Bush, he's the COO at Heliostar. He was also the COO at Capstone, and importantly, Greg has been responsible for building and operating 5 mines in northern Mexico, which is where we're located. And then we got Gary Brown. I don't think Gary needs any introduction here. I think, Peter, you had a slide on Wheaton Precious Metals and the returns they've had. Gary retired from Wheaton Precious Metals about a year ago. He sits on 2 boards. We happen to be one of them. So pretty hard to argue that anybody's got more silver deal experience behind their belt than Gary. I mentioned the capital structure. We got 32.6 million shares out today. No warrants. We closed at $12 a couple days ago. As of September, we had $8 million in cash and a market cap somewhere about $390 million. Our largest shareholder is Eric Sprott personally. We've got 3 other funds. If I gave everybody here 4 guesses, they'd probably get them all. We had a bunch of high net worth individuals. These are all individuals that are in mining, that are all big bulls in silver, that put money in when we were private, as well as insiders and management have got a good share. And then this Monday, we put out an announcement. We have just signed a binding LOI with a private company that is looking to acquire the La Negra mine. That is a currently producing mine in Mexico. It is about 200 kilometers north of Mexico City. And that will take us from a developer that's trading at 0.2 NAV on average, according to Peter, into an immediate producer. So we've announced that. We want to get the news out to the market. We'll be looking to close on those transactions in due course. I think we put news out on Tuesday morning, I think it was. So if you want, certainly go to our website and have a look at the news. We think that can be a very transformational acquisition. The deal involves us issuing roughly 17 million shares. So post-deal, we would have just under 50 million shares outstanding. And at $12, that puts us roughly in the ballpark of $600 million. I think our peer group in the producers is they've got far more value than we do. As I mentioned, we just announced the transaction. We just went public less than about 90 days ago, so I think we have some catch-up space or catch-up room. We think that's the real opportunity for everybody in this room over the next 12 months as we execute on the La Negra mine as well as the Cusi mine and bringing those both into production. Okay, I've got a minute and a half left to go through 15 more slides. I'm going to skip that. I mentioned we're in north central Mexico. This is the Cusi asset that we currently own. Project history I'm going to leave. It's a big claim block. There is lots of good exploration upside, and I don't have time to get into it, but we plan on being very active with the drill bit. Probably 30,000 meters of drilling is what we have planned for Cusi. We'll get that plan finalized and out to the market, but we'll have lots of news flow coming. Here's the mineral resource estimate. I've already mentioned the numbers, so the big takeaway here, if you look at the bottom right, you can see the metal value distribution. This is at much lower prices than today, but it was 86% value by silver. And you can see the silver equivalent grades, about 262 grams silver equivalent in the M&I category, and roughly 200 grams of that is silver itself. Lots of exploration. There we go. Why does this matter? Here is us. This is our comp group. We put ourselves into 3 buckets. The pending restarts to the left, that's where we currently sit. The smaller scale producers that are looking to grow in the center, and the large producers off to the right. The bars are market caps, and the circles are enterprise value per ounce produced. We have to get our study out here in 6 weeks or so, but we think we're relatively undervalued. With the closing of La Negra mine, which is still yet to happen, but we've announced the deal. If we can close on that, it immediately puts us into that intermediate category, and our peers are trading something like 3x what we are today. And as I mentioned, our goal in the next 3 years, or our vision in the next 3 years, is to be a 10 million ounce a year producer. And you can just see Gatto, Silvercrest, and Mag Silver and what they got acquired for. So, like I said, we have a booth out here. We trade under the symbol SICO. You can see us at silvercomining.com, but please come out and talk to us if you're interested. And thanks for your time today, and thanks, Peter.